This is Megan Whiffley. The article I read was Engaging Students via Social Media, Is It Worth the Effort? By Rania Mostafa from the Journal of Marketing Education. So the definition of social media that they used in this article is that they are web-based tools that link people and enable them to share information, videos, pictures, etc., such as blogs, YouTube, wikis, podcasts, video blogs, Flickr, SlideShare, and then the most notable social networks, Facebook, they used MySpace, and Twitter. This article says that the use of social media in the university teaching arena adds a collaborative dimension to teaching and enhancing interaction with communication between both teachers and the students by encouraging participation. Some of the previous findings of research were contradictory. Some found negative impacts on social media and education, some found no effect on social media and education, and some found that the students weren't as prepared for the creation of social media engagement or were unsure what the professors really wanted from them. The article I read really talked about the impact of students' readiness for creating that relationship between their engagement and social media and their perceived value. Today, social media is used as a tool to engage students in many different ways. A lot of the subjects that this article talked about were business, arts and science, law and legal, and public management. This study, the networking sites that were chosen as a focal point were Facebook, MySpace, and LinkedIn. With the prevalence of social media in general and social networking sites in particular, many higher ed professors have begun to explore their use in formal education, both to mediate and enhance their instruction, as well as promote active learning for students. Unfortunately, the use of social media may require the instructor to take into account that not only the practical integration of tools into their course goals, but also a theoretical framework and implementing the technology as a learning tool within their classroom. In this article, they talked about 3 different types of values. They talked about functional value, or the end goal, the utilitarian goal, such as obtaining your degree that will allow you to obtain your goals. Your social value, which is really how you deal with the other people both in and out of the classroom. And then the emotional value, and that is the enjoyment you get from being in a classroom and studying a specific course. There are a lot of different thoughts from people. Some people believe that social media can be used to strengthen and improve teaching, and some do not believe that that's the case. A lot of people also believe that social networking sites can negatively influence students' academic achievement, mostly because extreme usage of social media can lead to decreased periods of study, decreased rest, therefore resulting in a poor daytime performance. And some studies revealed that only half of the students that they surveyed reported that Facebook supported their learning rather than decreased their learning. This article found that social media positively affected all functional, social, and emotional values of those that were surveyed. Their findings were similar to that of other people who documented that collaborative teaching approaches can create an educational experience between both the students' perceived values of knowledge, fun, and amusement, as well as they feel benefited from having both social interaction and educational interaction in the classroom. This article discussed the value that students find in creating their social media material and the perception of their engagement and their contribution really enhances their learning both with the students and with their professors. The article made several suggestions on how to effectively use social media in the classroom. One of those was making changes to higher ed in order to keep up with the fast-changing digital age that we now live in. One of the suggestions was reforming education to promote student learning by engaging in social media. And one of the suggestions was really allowing the fact that social media can help achieve your educational goals. Personally, as a higher education professional, I do have different views on the use of social media than those of my academic counterparts. For me, social media is now used as a tool to communicate. Previously, we used phones, then email, then text. Now we use instant messaging, and we have some tools that are solely used for communication. My students and I use Slack. I know a lot of students use GroupMe. Some use Snapchat. If used properly, I do believe that social media is a great way for people to learn and grow. Unfortunately, there is a bad with that good. Social media can be used for things like cyberbullying, cyber stalking, and those can lead to hurtful communication with others. I do believe that with proper training, people can use social media as a way to help their students grow both in and out of the classroom.